My name is Thijs Lodewijk. I'm making and producing electronic music. And I do that with the name Ludowick. Since 2014, I started posting synth movies on my YouTube channel. Live jams with a few analog synths and drum machines. And Justin came across my YouTube channel and sent me an email, and so it all started. And I began writing and recording tracks for Katana Zero. Of course, I made a few new tracks, but at his request, I also worked out a few of my synth jams into full finished tracks. I like the amount of randomness you get from these old synths. They often give you great, happy accidents. And those accidents and those randomness, you cannot create with software, I think. And another thing is that I like the physical aspect of playing with these machines. I like to turn real knobs instead of control it with my laptop mouse. And of course, it sounds great. When you compare it to one-on-one with software, the difference doesn't seem huge. But in the mix, it always works better for me in a way. Limitations always makes me creative. And when I'm sitting in front of a computer with almost unlimited possibilities, it kills my creativity in a way. And working with analog gear, that gives me these limitations. So I try to avoid the computer as much as possible. There was a lot of attention for the story and the characters in the game. So my job was to translate that into music to create the right atmosphere and the sound that fits the story. But the workflow was mostly like this. Justin talks with me about the story. Sometimes he gives me some references or some short movie of the game. And then I start making tracks. And I send it to him as a kind of a first version. And then he often has a few requests. Sometimes about the structure and the build-up of the track, but sometimes also about small details. But for me that was very nice, because after all he has the best idea of the game and the level where the track should fit in. So working with Justin was always pleasant and always with the right focus on content. I think that Katana Zero made me realize that I have to make more electronic music. Since the release of Katana Zero, I'm asked for a lot of small indie games to make music, but that were all like small Katana Zero rip-off games. So I said all no to them. I want that to be just a part of my work and not my only image. Of course, I like this dark synthwave kind of tracks, and I will always continue producing this kind of music. But that's not the only thing I like to do. So, yeah, that's maybe the reason why I am more, how do you say that in English, selective to produce this kind of music. Well, I generally get the most responses to Breath of the Serpent, of course. That might also have to do with the video of my live stream on YouTube. There's a very extensive version of this Breath of the Serpent with which I get a lot of great reactions to. But for me personally, Panoramic Feelings is my favorite. It's not the dark track, but I'm really proud of that one because, I don't know, it's a very empty track, but it's placed in such a beautiful and emotional moment in the game. And the music fits perfectly and capture that feeling, in my opinion. And I definitely see games as an art form. Mainly the indie games, to be honest, because they are often made out of passion and the urge to create something unique without the commercial pressure. A game is, for me, it's a total experience with a story, a gameplay, visuals, and of course the music.